Hi there, Z here, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit differently today. I'm going to be doing, as you can see in the title of the video, I'm going to be doing a movie review. Now, there's a reason why I don't do these more often. When I grew up, I played video games way more than I watched movies. Not saying that I didn't watch movies, and that I enjoyed watching movies as a kid. Video games were just a bigger part of my life, which is why I like doing video game reviews. But whenever I do see a movie that I absolutely love or absolutely cannot stand, then I like doing reviews on that too, because I'm an opinionated person and the alcohol doesn't help that fact. But this one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be kind of off the cuff. I'm going to try not to make it to 20 minutes, and for anybody here thinking that you'll see such insightful, movie knowledge, kind of like you would see, Your Movie Sucks or Red Letter Media does. They know the directors' names, they know what movies they've been in before, they know their personal relationships to the actors that you're working with, the dick size of the actors, they know a ton of shit. I'm not that person. I'm a regular guy watching a regular movie, that's it. But I watched it and I thought, fuck, this movie's been out for 2 years, so if you haven't already seen it, you've probably never heard of it in your entire life. So if I could get a handful of you to, the best option is to go out and rent or buy it, but we all know what the internet is and how easy it is to find content on there. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys, but if I convince one person to watch this, I'm going to be a happy man. So let me refresh my drink for a bit here. There we go. And without further ado, I would like to talk to you guys about the amazing movie Hidden.
We found this shelter. It's given us food, a home, a life. We could be the only ones left, the only ones still alive.
Now, a lot of this movie is pretty much, there's these three characters. It revolves mainly around these three characters. It's Zoe, Ray, and Claire, I would like to say. Let me just double check that here. Yep, Claire, double checked it. Probably gonna have to cut that part out, but I double checked it. And it's a classic something bad has happened in the world and we're the only people left.
We could be the only ones left, the only ones still alive.
You have no idea what's going on. It opens up pretty much these three are in a bomb shelter. And the bomb shelter is really run down. They've been living in it for a few years. There's some talk about them living in this just really run down area for years. They had a bunch of food down there, and you find out later on, but the more important part is it ends up like that. And there's something weird going on. There's something happening above them that they can hear every single night. And they're very, very worried about people finding out what's going on here. They keep calling them breathers, and they have these list of rules. Don't be too loud. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. Never mention the breathers. Yada 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 yada. And the first hour or so of this movie is just them trying to live life in just a bunker without them able to go up at all. Like the hatch that they went inside, they tied it down with 15 chains. It was fucking crazy how cool it looked, actually. I don't know what it was about the hanging chains coming down from a latch on the ceiling. It looked fucking creepy and cool. And that's kind of the feel of this entire thing. These three characters, you constantly feel dread, which is absolutely stupendous. One thing you guys need to know about me, I love horror anything. I love Stephen King novels. I love horror TV shows, movies, video games. Love it all. The only thing that I'm really upset at is very recently, a lot of them have come to the point where it's jump scare. Oh, what's going on here? I have this door open. I bet if I close it, oh no, a monster. Who would have seen that coming? Fucking everybody in the audience who has a half a brain cell knew that was going to happen. They knew it. Don't give this to me. And they're all starting to become like this. Even when a concept is really interesting, it's really starting to, oh my God, this is actually really cool. I wonder what's happening. They throw it in with some stupid looking monster, or the monster has powers that are just dumb. And I'm trying to think of one right now, but I stopped watching a lot of horror movies because of that reason. They're just not fun to watch when you know what's going to happen, which is why I like this one. Because you don't know what's going to happen. And I'm gonna... Yeah, this review is going to be hard to talk about unless I bring up spoilers. So... official spoiler report right here. Go and watch the movie. Do whatever method you need to. I'm not gonna lock you down. I'm not going to say you shame for not giving them money. I would give them money, but I can't really say shit since I did the same thing. And the main reason why I did watch this, I didn't know about this movie at all. But like I mentioned before, Red Letter Media, of course I wouldn't have said their name unless I actually watched them. And I have, and they've mentioned this movie quite a few times. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. I want to listen to this. I want to watch this movie, and I am not ashamed of it. But now I'm going off track. Spoilers. So, breathers. Very creepy, very scary. You can hear them shuffling above because they're underground, and you can, you can hear them breathing.
What is it, Dad?
Footsteps.
Still looking for us.
They've searched here a dozen times before. They've never found us.
Did you see something?
Hey, baby, yeah. And for some reason, every single one of them has masks on. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys determine what's going on here. Let me show a little picture right here. Okay, that's them under there. You see it? You see it? Okay, let's pan up a little bit more. Those are the breathers. Is there anything that looks fucking strange about that? Anything that you're like, oh, okay, what the fuck is that? So they all have gas masks on. They all have they're all heavily, I'm not gonna say armored, but they have heavy clothes on. What makes you think this is going to be some sort of zombie film? Or, oh, these must all be aliens that wear fucking 1950s gas masks or whatever. It's anybody who could see this would be like, okay, there's going to be a twist because, the breathers, even though they set it up very well, you can hear them, like I mentioned, stomping around up top. They always travel in groups, zombie thing. You can hear them breathing late at night. It's a creepy concept. There you go, that's been bothering me. It's a creepy concept, and it was a great concept until you actually saw one of them. Now, I want to lead up to this here, and so everything kind of goes on day by day by day. The father and the mother try to talk to the little girl and keep her calm, and everything's acting weird, and they're like 301 days. They've been living in this bunker for 301 days, hiding from this thing above them. And I want to actually touch on that. The characters were great. I mean, the actors, fantastic. I believe that little girl was scared the entire time she was scared. Mother was kind of deadpanned, kind of face like a fish who's dying up on land. You understand why they're so deadpan for the most part. And then the father, has anybody actually seen a movie where the father tries the writers make him so, they try to make him so hard, look like the nicest dad in the world. I'm the nice dad. I'm the cool one that's never mad. This one took it one step further than that. He was so weird. He was so weird that I thought that maybe this was like a cult. Like the mother, since she was deadpanned the entire time, maybe she knows that this guy's holding them hostage, and she had developed some sort of Stockholm syndrome or something like that, and she just loves him because it's the best we could do. And the people above there are like cops that are trying to find him always. I thought that was a pretty good idea because he got really touchy with his daughter. I don't have a kid of my own. I have nephews, and if I ever got as touchy as this guy did, it would have been over for me. My family would have disowned me. They would have called the police. The next door neighbors would be popping in like, hey, what's going on here? I heard a guy was doing this to your children and saying, think of a happy time. Think of a great time back in the day. And then I just started seeing them take off their pants, and that's when we called the police. Like, he did the weirdest stuff. But it didn't really feel like it was, yes, this is no. This is a no zone. No, it's just the writers trying super hard to make that guy like a super nice dad. And he tries his best. It's just, it was weird to me. It was weird to me. But basically the entire thing turns from how can we make our life great in this shitty hellhole. I mean, who knows how long we have to be down here. We keep hearing them walking above, so we know it's not clear. We have a little periscope that we can look out to see if anybody's around, but they come and go. What can we do to make this better? And then you have minor plots where it's like the mother's trying to get more attached to her daughter because the daughter's very standoffish and cold to her. And then everything ramps up one time where a rat breaks in and eats a lot of their food, a lot of the rations, so they have to dial back on eating a lot. And then they find the rat, and everyone tries to kill it. Obviously, it's eating all their shit. And in the entire time of them running around the rat, one of the gas-lit lanterns falls to the side, and the entire thing goes up in, not the entire thing goes up in flames, but there was enough flames for smoke to go out of the air vent, and they technically find them that way. These monster things found them, and what I don't really understand is apparently these monsters are super powerful because they take the trap door and they just there's literally 5 chains holding it still, and they just rip it off and the whole thing falls down, and it seems weird. And I'll get to the fact that seems weird a little bit in the future here. But they find a way in. They escape through the air vent. Well, the mother and the daughter do. The father has to stay back and fight these monsters because he couldn't fit through the air vent because he's a dude. But they get up and they start running, and now you can definitely see that something's weird. What I didn't understand is there's like 20 of them that just beelined down the thing, right? Like they just went down to the bomb shelter, and the dad's fighting them off right now to buy him more time. And the entire time while the dad's sitting there and she's doing just go, you can just hear him in the bottom, and there's fire everywhere down there, and he's trying his best to fight him off. And the little girl's just sitting there crying, and the mother's like, mother's not right away. He's like, let's fucking go. Let's go. The entrance is 10 feet that way. They're going to walk right back up and fight. Let's go. No, they have to sit there and cry for 10 minutes because daddy died. Okay, I understand that daddy died. You guys are going to die too unless you run. But they come to their senses. Awesome. And they get up and they run to the forest, and they just keep running and running. And throughout the entire movie, there was flashbacks to, there's something in the air, a virus in the air. Classic zombie protocol. And then the breathers start chasing after him. And they see the breathers like glowing eyes. Not really glowing eyes. It's just like they're reflecting. And finally, they get close enough, and all of a sudden you just see a net go over the two. They're being surrounded by these breathers, and now they're in a net. I don't know about you guys. I've never seen a zombie with a net. And I knew this was going to happen from the beginning. I knew, because I looked at the picture I showed you guys before. They looked like army people. They looked like people from the army, and I don't know why there was people from the army. That's what I was kind of like, I wonder what's going to happen now. But I fucking called that it was people from the army. And the entire thing is these guys are trying to find everybody from a small city because there's an outbreak, and they were trying to quarantine, but everyone, like human beings, kept trying to run out of the quarantine because they didn't want to die. And then that's when they had to round everybody up and pretty much execute them, keep them. But there's another little twist. Besides, if you weren't fooled by the walkers just being military people trying to find everybody here, there's another little twist. And I'm not going to tell you what that twist is. Gotcha! No, you really do have to go and watch this. I gave plenty of spoilers here. The spoilers, I feel, don't really matter. I mean, it's a lot better if you didn't watch it, because then everything's just, well, what the fuck? It's a miasma of just, I have no idea what's going on. They're giving very little information. I just have to sit here and pretty much, soak in the atmosphere, which it does a fantastic job. The acting's great. The atmosphere is great. I don't want to put it at the very, to explain what the ending is. All I'm going to say is it could go two different ways. It could go two different ways whether you want the main, the main heroes or the main characters to live or die. Because there's a good point to each one of them. Whether they live or whether they die. There's a reason. Each side has a reason. I wanted them to fucking die personally, but that's just me. But that's hidden. I suggest everybody go and watch it. Like I said, don't. I hope the people who actually wanted to enjoy this as much as they did didn't go through the spoiler parts, because it does ruin about half the movie. But it is an experience to go through. So I hope you guys watch it. I'm having new stuff coming down the pipeline, reviews. I'm trying a new thing, so it's taking a little bit longer to get all the necessary gameplay footage. So I will be having another one out, hopefully by the end of the week. If not, at the beginning of next week. But cheers, everybody. Take it easy.